What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Waiting on Your Best Behavior podcast. So this show is the show that digs deep into the game of Risk and some of the greatest minds in the game in conversation. With me today, I have my co-host Parlox. Say hello, Parlox.
Hello. Hello.
And our guest is Risk Master Gabe.
Hello, everyone.
So Gabe is a YouTuber. Gabe is a Grandmaster. Gabe was one of the earliest people to welcome me into the Discord community, and he's a generally very impressive, skillful player and an all-around stand-up guy in the community. So we are going to be playing Classic Progressive. Is that what you want to do, Gabe?
Yeah, 6 players, classic cards with classic map with progressive cards.
Okay, let me
Sounds
just
good.
throw that up in the looking for game. We'll see who we get. Do you care for blizzards?
No blizzards.
No blizzards.
Sometimes I do blizzards, but yeah, you can. This one we don't have to do with blizzards.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think Blizzard will make the game a bit more luck-based.
Alliances, yes or no? What do we think about alliances?
Usually I don't play with alliances on progressive cards because it's more. I think it's more
Sounds about
individual.
right.
It's more about you're trying to win by yourself. So I don't really see a purpose to an alliance in progressive cards. Whereas in like big cards, it's more about diplomacy, and then that's why it can be more important to send alliances in those situations. Like if you want to attack someone, then you can send them an attack request. If you want to form an alliance, you can send them an alliance request. You can do all those kinds of different chat functions to improve your diplomacy in the context of a fixed cards game.
Yep, that sounds very correct.
So I like the added wrinkle of alliances in progressive when I'm playing on Discord. Not usually when I'm playing ranked games, but I just think it's funny to get another data point on my opponents. How do they respond to the
Also, it's fun to
usually
have an alliance
if
with
it's
someone.
if it's an unranked game, then I'm fine with being a little bit more like casual and not like worrying too much about necessarily winning the game.
Sure.
As much. So yeah, I'm fine with like doing it a little bit more casual if it's in like an unranked setting.
But I probably see it very similarly to the way you do, that it doesn't really matter all that much, so why bother?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gabe, the code is XNPWK.
XNPWK, got it.
And then I'll throw it up in looking for game afterwards.
Yeah, we need 3 more people.
I have no doubt that we will get them fairly quick on a Sunday.
Yeah, a lot of people online for sure.
Cowboy's gonna come.
Yeah, Cowboy is only coming.
Alright, so we need
Nice,
2 more.
nice.
2 more. Beautiful. So,
Yeah.
one of the things... Gabe, why don't you start by giving the people your bio? Who are you, and what is your history with the game of Risk?
So I have I do YouTube. I create content for the Risk community. I started by first like I got the board game first originally. Then
There we go,
I
radio.
got into I found out that there was an app for it on the Play Store, so I downloaded that. And then I realized that I wasn't like very good at it, like very at the beginning, like I was a novice, like didn't know what to do.
Like we all
so then
were.
I turned to YouTube to try to find a solution to that, to try to figure out what I was lacking, what I needed to learn. To get
Alright, so
better.
give us a timeline. When did you start playing the app, and when did you start playing the board game?
I mean, I got the board game like it's around the same time, like about a year or so ago, or maybe 2 years. Not sure exactly the exact date. But I
so
got
about
it around the same time.
So
But,
not
yeah.
2019 or 2018.
Yeah, somewhere in that timeline. Yeah, I think 2019.
Okay. So how did you learn to get better at Risk? In what method did you get better?
So I guess I can continue with my bio. So basically, after figuring out to the board game and then moving on to the app, I turned to YouTube because I was having troubles figuring out like what was the best strategies because I was having difficulties learning from what I was missing because I was like losing a lot of games originally. I didn't know too much on what was the best way to win. So I found people like content creators like Risk Forever and Master Risk who were I would say the pioneers in the early days in the Risk community, and other people as well like Cadriel CCR, he has a channel. The Riskinator also has a YouTube channel. So just learning from like them, learning like the ways that they were showing the different strategies, so that kind of gave me a basic understanding, like a knowledge base to grow upon. And then after that, I started playing by my own, and I realized that I was pretty good at it. But I had to like play with a lot of the best players to get to that point because I joined the Risk Forever Discord community, and then I started playing with Risk Forever himself, who is his Discord username is Champion Ever. If you're interested, he does host games weekly. Not regularly. I'm not sure exactly what his schedule is. It's more. It used to be a lot more weekly. But now it's a little bit whenever he does it. And that kind of helped me learn the game because he has a lot of experience with Risk. So
Yeah,
I was able to
Champ's
learn from
amazing,
him
eh?
in a way.
Champ's really good. He's a very talented player.
He definitely plays mostly fixed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, fixed cards
So-
primarily. He's like I would say he's probably like one of the best players in the game. I would regard him as one of the best.
Yeah, at least when it comes to fixed, that's for sure.
I'm always impressed by his ability to get out of what seems like unwinnable losing scenarios, and by just being innovative,
Yeah,
or
he
at
has
least
a lot of he has a lot of comeback games. Yeah, like in situations where it looks like it's game over, and then he does something, and then it just like, whoa, how did that happen? Like, how was he able to like, get out of that situation? Like, especially in like 3-player situations for fixed cards, like he always comes up with like interesting ways to get out of those situations, which I find because normally whenever in most fixed cards games with like random lobbies, the games tend to last very long periods of time, be like stalemates, and there can be a lot of like suiciding, and sometimes there's cheating involved. Those are like the biggest concerns that I have with the game. But most of those, and alongside with like there's some bugs that the developers have to deal with. But yeah, in general, I think it's a very good game, and I think that developers do have good intentions, and they're trying to help develop the game at because I know that they're like a small like company, the SMG that produces this game, but I do think that they listen to what the community has to say, and then they try to make decisions based off of that.
What parts do you find most enjoyable about Risk? What are the most fun parts?
I'd say the most fun I get is just from playing with others and trying to get better at the game, trying to improve over time. Um, just being with others helps with that, I think, because it makes it seem more personalized than just playing against like a random person online that you don't really know. But yeah, I don't really, it doesn't matter. I can play with random people online when I'm doing ranked games, but it can get boring because if you're just doing something like 1v1, where you're just repeatedly filtering it to where you play against a lower ranked opponent to try to get to the top of the leaderboard, then it can get repetitive because you're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Right, so you
So
find
some people like that,
well,
but if you're interested in diversifying and trying new things, then I would recommend doing more other modes such as like fixed cards and progressive cards and the other settings. I've recently got into zombies too, which I think is pretty cool.
I see. So you most enjoy from playing with friends, right? That's what I understand from your words.
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
mostly, yeah.
What is your goal in Risk? Like, what do you want to reach?
My goal in Risk is to become the best player that I can possibly be, and in the journey, in the process, try to share as much information as possible with others so that they can improve as well in whatever way possible.
Why?
So you find
I want
Why?
I want to know why. Like, what is the source of the motivation to help people? Because I'm doing a similar thing, right? But I want to know if we align sort of in our thinking.
I would say it's just to give back to the community in some way, because I know that the community has helped me, so I feel like can try to help others improve at the game in whatever way possible, because when I first started, I had no idea of any of this stuff. I didn't know like what people were doing to get better. Like I didn't even know about grinding. I didn't know about the 1v1 strategies. I had to ask others to share that kind of information, and I feel like that's one of the best ways to learn is from others who know
Yes.
who have some awareness
Absolutely.
of what's going on.
Well, so
pretty
I just
much you want to help.
you go, Parlox.
You want to help beginners. Yeah, you want to help beginners get better, just like Champ and Master Risk and other people helped you get better when you were a beginner, right? That's what I
Yeah,
understand.
that's essentially what I'm. Yeah.
So I actually have an additional motivation to that. I mean, I completely agree with you, but there's a little bit of selfishness too from my seat, because I want really high quality games. I love, now that I've been able to connect with people like you, Gabe, someone who is so good and so calculating. It makes my game better, as you said, right? Finding all these people,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I
Finding
think
people that are like really good at the game. Like recently I just did a video with Zeriki,
yes,
who we all know he's like one of the best players, number 2 at the moment, in terms of rank. But he's actually really good in other stuff too. Like he doesn't only do like 1v1s. He does other modes too. Like, but he's known for 1v1. And I find it enjoyable to play with those kinds of people. You said that it's kind of a little bit more of a selfish thing, but
what I mean by that is
yeah,
to
can you
improve
expand upon that?
the quality of my game, right? If
Have more fun.
if the average of the field is higher, right? If I have some contributing factor in making the entire community better on average, that will necessarily improve my average game as well. So in
I
that
agree.
in that way, it's kind of selfish, right? Because I want good games.
Yeah, what you're saying is
Yeah.
it's fun to play with people who don't really know how to play well, and when you play with people who play well, it's more fun.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes,
And I agree. I think it's better to have people like with high quality games, with like people who know what they're doing. And generally speaking, those are the people who have like achieved like some amount of like rank, like on to like Grandmaster or top
necessarily.
500. I know it's not necessarily true. I'm just saying that in general, that's how it usually works. So
Yeah, I'm just trying to
because they
say
have the most
for-
experience, so they know. Usually, they generally know what they're doing.
Yeah,
On the
like for the
average.
people watching at home, there are people who, even though they aren't highly ranked, they are very well. They play very
I know,
well.
I know.
For example,
Yeah.
for example, Miss Tigress, who won the last tournament, the official tournament, she's only about in top 2,500, which is not a great.
So it's not a direct correlation between rank and skill, but there's definitely some relation between the two factors.
Yeah,
Where are you at right now, rank wise, Gabe?
Number 31.
Okay.
My best was number 11, but then I took a break from the game for a while to do other things, and then now I've just recently come back,
Mhm.
like a 2 months break.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Lots can happen in 2 months, and as far as other people grinding and taking your place.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I guess a lot of people passed you. So how do you feel about that? How important is your rank to you?
My rank, actually, I don't take it to the extreme, because I know a lot of people who are trying to go for rank, they do it over and over and over again, and they try to get to like number 1, which I don't blame them, which is a good it's a good thing to do that. But at the same time, I realized that it takes a lot of time to do that. Like, it's not like, oh, I won one game and I went from 31 to 30. It takes like hundreds and hundreds of games. Like, I know that like the skill gap is like there is a website that you can look up. Like, it's just look up Passport Risk Leaderboard, and that shows all the skill points, and then you can see that literally the number 1 player says like 7 million or 7.5 million or something. Don't know exact amount, like skill points, and
Yeah, you got
I'm
it.
only around
7.4 million between Spike and Zerky.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm only like I have to gain like literally millions of skill points almost to get to that level, get to that rank.
To give the people context, how many skill points would you gain in a typical game?
In a typical
if you're
game,
just doing 1v1s, then you can get like on average, I think it's around like 5,000 or less. Sometimes it's even less.
Yeah, it depends a lot, but if you are
it depends on where it depends on what your rank is.
Yeah, so I'm currently
and who you're playing against, like what the rank of your opponent is.
Yeah, for sure. I'm currently at 6.8 million. It's usually around 4 to 3,000, something like that.
Yeah, 3 or 4,000 skill points per one.
Yeah. It's
and then if you lose, it's around like 150k, so you have to gain that back, like win like 30 games or something. So
yeah,
it's not like
bad value, bad time value at some point.
Yeah, at some point that just doesn't become worthwhile.
Unless you're Zerky and you just never lose.
Or if you just never lose and
you just never lose, it's not a problem.
Just keep going. Why not? Why not keep going?
Or Spike, for that matter. Okay, so on the note of trying to get people to get better, what would be the most important piece of advice you would give to players? What do you think many newer players or even more intermediate Risk players miss? And can you describe like maybe a couple of moments where you leveled up specifically?
I think the biggest thing that they miss is that they tend to rely on others more than is needed. While I would say it's good, like when I first started, I didn't know anything. So then like I was like a complete novice. I was like I didn't even know like exactly. I was just like in the beginning I would just like attack random stuff, and then like I didn't even have a good concept of like how to win, like how to even play. But once you get beyond like the basic understanding, then you can just play on your own and try to figure things out by yourself, is what I found to be the best way to improve.
Practice.
And also, not only that, play with people who have a lot of experience with the game, and know what they're doing.
What do you hate
have
about
like skill. What do I think about the game?
No, what do you hate about the game? What parts you just try to skip in the game?
Sometimes I encounter like hates, or not necessarily hate. Sometimes there's a little bit of tension, but that's there everywhere. So
yeah,
you just have to deal with that and aspect of it, and it doesn't. Some people are better at it than others. So I guess that's just a common thing. It's not necessarily related to Risk itself. One thing I don't like about it is like if you get a loss, then you have to make up for what you lost, and that takes time and effort. So
for sure. So in the
I think that's probably the biggest thing that I don't like. Another thing I don't like is there are some bugs that the developers like. I know that there's like a disappearing army glitch that we discovered.
Still common
when we were playing.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, that's
still
a nightmare. That's a nightmare.
I think that's the biggest thing is just the bugs.
So I find that a lot of people in the Discord community, they just come and complain about the
non-stop. They just complain about.
I find that a lot of people.
It's not a bad thing to have like criticism, constructive criticism about the game. But if you're just coming just to complain about something random that has like no you don't have any information to base it on, then that's kind of
Oofa!
Useless. Yeah.
Oofa! What was that? What was that?
Unfortunate.
What's he
Why?
doing?
I don't know. He's just
Oh.
ending my game,
He's
I
going-
guess. Okay, well done.
Oh no.
Oh, well.
That's unfortunate.
Who is this guy?
What?
What the hell was that?
What was that for?
Who is this guy? I think they're
Who
just...
is this guy, dude?
No, he is 22. He is 22 Play with Friends wins, so he's not totally new.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Interesting.
That's true.
Interesting. Okay, well, whoops.
So I'm talking about.
He doesn't have any ranked games though. He just has play with friends. But yeah, he's still definitely not like completely new to the game.
Yeah, well, that was surprising.
I'm talking specifically about the times when people just come guns blazing, very mad, a lot of swear words, and they just scream and complain about the dice because a lot of noobs think that it's rigged because a lot
Yeah,
of times
I see that criticism a lot where they think that.
No, I just get
there's
eaten, right? Why?
there's,
Why?
good balance splits and true range.
Good game.
I think
Good
they,
You can still spectate though.
I
You can
will.
still spectate.
Yeah, for
too.
sure.
Yeah.
What the
I think they
fuck?
just don't realize you have to deal with the luck factor.
Who is this guy? Way to go,
Yeah,
General
wonderful,
Harada.
man.
You suck.
It was unfortunate. Not someone we
Yeah,
thinking.
that was just really unfortunate.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So can I dig into that what you guys were just
Sure,
talking about
sure,
a little bit
sure.
more? So the thing, Gabe, have you ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect?
No, I've never heard.
Okay, so
what is it?
I sent the Wikipedia article to Parlox, so I think he's up to speed with what's
Yeah.
happening. It's a kind of
I can
cognitive
explain
bias. Yeah, you explain it, please.
Okay, so the Dunning-Kruger effect is an effect where people who are not very good at something think they are better than they actually are because they have never gotten better at it. For example, beginners at the game will think that they are as good as grandmasters because they've never been through the journey to become a grandmaster, so they don't realize how hard and complicated it is. So they think that it's so much easier than it actually is.
Exactly. I can agree with that. Because you might think that you're like the best at everything, but then when you realize that there's somebody else better than you, then that can come up.
Yeah.
Which is why that meme, the dice hate me, is such a great joke, right? I love that.
Yeah.
Every time the dice is it currently live? Do we get the dice hate me? We do. It's the dice hate me.
Yeah.
When you lose because of luck, or because of
Yeah,
your
you can
perception.
you can lose. Yeah, like sometimes you can lose because you don't have a set of 4 cards, so then you literally can't do anything in those situations unless you're like trying to hide in like with fog. If they're in fog of war games, you can hide in different places or hide in like dead ends, like in Supermax or something like that. But you can't always win every single game,
No.
even if you play like your best. Yeah.
You think
So
Cowboys
that's,
got
I
it?
guess that's another thing. You shouldn't like always expect to win every game, even if you do like everything that you can.
What?
But you
No!
work
He
to
screwed
improve
up!
your game.
He misclicked! Oh no!
Gosh.
Oh no! Cowboy, no! How could you?
And
Oh.
I'm just trying to present it as like realistically as possible.
Yeah, well,
based on what my experience.
so I agree. Like, I think a lot of people, they're playing a game, they get their heart all wrapped up into it, right? You get very attached to our colored pieces of the ground and these numbers, right? This is my territory.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
but
Yeah.
really, I get the sense from you that you're able to remain dispassionate and analytical, and I think that's a very, very core skill to being good at Risk.
I agree. Yeah, it's good to just try
I
to
don't
like
think it-
not necessarily attach like meaning to the numbers because I just see
Yeah,
them
I
as
just-
numbers. I just see like, oh, there's a 20 here, there's a 4 here, there's a 54 there. Whereas like I mean you don't have to like necessarily just seeing the numbers as numbers, and thinking of it as a numbers game, and then like attaching value to the cards and positioning your troops accordingly.
Pete, I think you said the wrong word. I don't think it's about being dispassionate. I think it's very important to be passionate as a good player. I think it's about being rational and not bringing your emotions into a game.
That tends to
Yeah.
be the English meaning of dispassionate, right?
Okay.
It's not a lack of passion. It's more of a, as you said, rational thought.
Yeah, a more rational approach.
Yeah, I think we're
That's-
talking the exact same thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Right
My
on.
English is not the greatest.
Yeah, no, it's quite good, man. I think I think I envy anyone who's bilingual because I don't know if my brain would work that way anymore. So
Yeah, I know a lot of people in the community, like Spanish speakers. We have a lot of Turkish speakers too.
Yeah, for
Which
sure.
is I just
There
found
are a
kind of
lot of folks
interesting.
there.
It's not only like English. There's like there's like literally language selection. Like people can choose like based on where they are in the world, they can choose their different languages, whichever they're most comfortable with in speaking with, which I found was very welcoming, a welcoming environment to be in
I,
for different people.
I was taken by that too, because the attitude, like just as we were discussing, right, these angry people blaming the dice or whatever about their losses instead of digging into it. This attitude on the internet is very pervasive, right? It's like, and that makes for not the greatest community. So when I found Discord, I was really taken by almost the exclusion. The most active people on the Discord are some of the best people. So we all
I
kind of
could agree. Yeah, I've
have like a
talked to some
share.
of the members on here.
Yeah.
Like Parlox, we know there's other people like Dereki I talked about earlier. Others like Ben, Aries,
Yes.
all those people. I know there's other like Discord people who are not as active, but they're still like very much involved with the community, and like they just post stuff daily. Like even just something as basic as posting, "Oh, I achieved this today," or "I made it to master." Like I was a intermediate, or I was a novice and I became an intermediate, or a novice and I became a grandmaster or something. Something as simple as that just builds like a sense of community and
For
yeah,
sure.
and that's something that I like about the Discord group.
For sure. Another active player was a very top player, Tank. He's currently the third best player. He's very close to the top two.
Yeah, I know Tank too.
Yeah.
How did he cross that threshold? He decided to start grinding again.
I don't know, but he's right now thinking about 7.1 million, which is the closest in a while.
I interact with Tank and Zeraki sometimes. Not all the time. I also know like there's Finley who's there.
Yeah.
I've actually taught them like a couple of things like the strategies. Zeraki was the one to show me the USA strategy. And Finley was the one to show me what the classic strategy, classic capitals. Zeraki was the one with the USA world domination. But yeah, after that I developed the strategy. I try to make innovations to that, like build my own, put my own ideas with that into that strategy. Okay, I think I'm gonna be taken out.
Yeah, it looks like that's game.
Yeah.
I'll line up the next three.
Yeah, we can do the next one.
Do you have you want to do the same or different settings?
We could do it in a different map. It doesn't have to be classic map. We could still do progressive cards though, because those are faster paced.
You call it, my man. What do you want to do?
Moving.
What do you want? What do you
No,
want to
The
play?
map we can do is we could try USA.
Cool.
Oh, USA. That's what I like.
Yeah.
So it looks.
So I know that you're more into I watched your stream or your video with Phil.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty interesting what
Thank
you guys
you.
were talking about.
Yeah, I try. I try to be. I think of myself as an interesting dude, so I like to talk about things that interest me.
Yeah.
Again, it might be selfish.
Yeah, it was great.
Thanks, guys. You know, so the process of content creation, I really found that this is what we're doing right now. This is a it seems like a bit of an empty space in terms of
There's not like actually as many creators as you think there could be.
Well, the guys you just
there's
mentioned.
only like a few people that I know, like at least like within like 10 or so people, I think.
So the guys you mentioned, are they active still, other than Champ, obviously? Because Riskinator, I don't see him make videos anymore.
I saw a Mastery Risk video recently. I've seen Champ has still
Tubby
been
Tryhard.
very consistent.
Yes, very.
Tubby Tryhard makes videos.
Yeah, very consistent. Then there's like a few smaller YouTubers. Like I know there's the guy Drew, who's a Twitch streamer.
Yeah, Tubby Tryhard.
Yeah, also Tubby. He's been there as well. But yeah, Drew has been doing more tournaments that have with money, which I think is kind of interesting that he's actually investing into the game. From
We're ready. Look how quick that filled up, man.
Yeah.
We're ready to go. Amazing. Good luck, guys.
We're all ready.
Good luck.
Hell yeah.
That's good.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's a good game.
I think so, yeah.
Everybody, this is 6 Grandmasters, and everybody in this game is top 500 at least, right?
No, Cowboy, I think he's not even.
Cowboy's not in the game, is he?
Is he not in this game?
He might be top 1,000, but he's in this game.
Oh, so who did I not get?
Cowboy.
We got Harmless. We got Yo Mans. Got Peter. Got Parlox. Myself and.
Oh, we missed
Derek.
Ben.
Yeah.
Oh, Cowboy took Ben's spot.
Missed
Okay,
Ben.
too bad.
Oh, okay. That's alright.
I messed
No,
up.
that's me. That's me. The Black Pirate is me.
That's what I mean. I missed Ben.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was supposed
we
to.
got you,
Okay,
Parlox.
Cowboy got
Yeah.
in there.
Oh,
All right, it's all good.
Right.
It's all good.
Okay.
All
all
right.
good.
This is your home turf, Parlox.
Hell yeah.
You feel
Yeah,
you
you
feel
got,
very confident in USA.
Yeah, you should feel confident in yourself. That's another thing that's helped me. Is just to not be afraid of anything. Just be to be able to speak your mind, speak whatever's on your mind.
Were you?
Zelk, I think, will win this. He's good at USA too.
Don't
he's
call
good
it
at
too
it.
early. Gabe, were you on that note? Were you like more nervous, or did you get psyched out when you were more new to the game?
A little bit. I think I was a little bit not as confident of in my ability. So, but now like I've gotten to the point where I can say that it's because some people they're trying to show more than what they are, if that makes sense.
Ego.
Yeah, they have a little bit of an ego.
Or vanity.
But yeah. Or like being overconfident in themselves or something. Yeah.
Well, that's that tendency for people of low skill to overestimate their ability again.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think humility is a very important value for skill acquisition in general, right? If you approach a game with this attitude, this machismo, right, like, oh, look at me, I'm so good, then you're going to miss very obvious level up moments that that otherwise would stick out.
If you think you're not good enough, you can always improve, and you want to improve, and you have the opportunities to improve. But if you don't, then you won't take the opportunities to improve.
And I feel like all three of us have that mindset pretty much down. Like, I know that I will never stop learning. I will never stop. You're the okay. Sorry, Parlox.
There's nothing else I can do.
I think we were all like definitely the top player, some of the top players in the game, but at the same time we know like that there's always something else that we could still learn and still improve upon. So I agree with what you're saying.
That's why I'm here, man. I want to talk to you. I want to get into those little bits of genius that you might have to share, not only with me, but with everybody else as well.
Yeah, with the rest of the community.
Yeah.
So yeah, having a sense of humility, having a sense of being able to try to learn new things, not just be like necessarily focusing on one skill. Like Bridget, that like I used to only do, for example, I used to only do classic map and fixed cards. But then now I moved out into doing more classic map with progressive cards, and then I started moving out to different maps and trying new things that way. And I feel like that's given me a little bit more perspective on different things.
Yeah, it's more interesting, it's more fun, and it gives you more, I don't know, I don't really have the word. It gives you more, how do you say it, variety in the terms of skill and how you play.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
that actually brings a question to my mind that I'm curious to see where you guys take it. So, I come from playing Magic, which is, just to give people who don't know what Magic is a card game with almost 20,000 different unique cards over the last 25 years. And it's like a hybrid between chess and poker. It's like poker from the sense that you're drawing cards from a randomized deck, but it's like chess in the sense that the the cards themselves are game pieces that have an effect when they're on the board. Okay, so when you're coming from an environment like that with, it's basically a really diverse rule set that you can then use to have all sorts of different formats. And where I'm going with that is that Risk only seems to have two basic formats, fixed and progressive, right? That's the most fundamental difference in terms of settings. But I'm wondering if you guys think that maybe in the future we might see, and I know we have like little tweaks like caps and zombies and fog and all of that, and it makes the game super interesting, but where a lot of the strategic depth to my mind comes from, or could be, is like what else could they do? What could they implement? You know?
Yeah, like what can they add on to the game? Like, I know one thing they could add definitely that everyone's been suggesting is a team battle mode, having like 2v2 and 3v3. Like we already have Discord groups for just 2v2 and 3v3 tournaments.
Teamwork.
Or
yes.
not yet for 3v3, but we'd have one for 2v2 and one for
Yeah.
1v1.
Imagine that you can do a 2v2 with random people. That could be really fun.
Yeah, that would be definitely. And if they added that to the game itself, then that would be a lot more.
Also, another idea, in-game tournament doesn't have to be 2v2 or 3v3, just let's say 16 people randomly join a game, and then they have, let's say, four player matches, 4 matches, 4 players, and then eventually it becomes one game where the winner wins the whole tournament. That could be a thing, right, with random people.
Which one? Can you expand upon that a little?
Okay, so let's say 16 people join a lobby, okay? So then they are split into 4 groups. Each group does a 4-player game, and then the two top 2 of each game get to a group of 8, 2 groups of 4 players play a game, and then the 2 winners of each game go to the last game, 4-player game, and the winner wins the whole tournament. And there's a small prize.
I see. So you're talking about like a 16-person tournament with like groups of 4 basically,
Yeah,
and then the top 2,
like,
and then eventually you get to the finals with
something like that. And it would be automatically with it could be ranked, it could be another.
I think that's interesting. I was thinking about the concept of doing guilds in Risk.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Like Clash Royale, they have those that concept of there's different guilds, and then you're involved. You're a part of that guild. And then your guild is trying to get as many points as possible within a season. And that could be something that they could add. Like there could be a Risk Forever guild, or there could be a Parlox guild, a Behaviour guild, there could be a Gabe guild, there could be a Tubby guild, or whatever. Whoever wants to create their guild could create a guild, and other people could join that guild. And then there would be seasons, like we already have seasons, right? We have different seasonal leaderboards. So then you could get a point system going, and then at the end of the season, whichever guild has the most amount of points would win that season's mini tournament or whatever they want to call it. And then there could be some kind of reward system from winning that. I think that's an interesting concept. I know some people have suggested something similar to that with guilds.
Sounds very interesting. Also, the ability to replay your games to see what you've done wrong, what you've done right, look at the different people's playstyle.
I know I do say this a lot, but the experience of recording my own games improved my ability very noticeably. Right? So,
Yeah,
just your point.
More reserved and shy, I would say, in the beginning. Just starting out content creation, I didn't even use my own books. I used to just record the gameplay and the footage. But now on like just analyzing my moves, analyzing the game, and what caused me to win or what caused me to lose, in certain situations. What mistakes did I make? What could be considered to be good moves that I did, like innovative moves that caused me to win a game or lose a game. That process of just looking at it and seeing what I did right, what I did wrong, helped me become more confident, helped me get better at the game at the same time, like learn from what I was doing.
So when you say confidence, is it a combination of knowing that you have the skills and also feeling that you have the skills? Like, what I want to know what you mean by confidence.
I think it's definitely a combination of like you know that you have you've acquired a certain amount of knowledge, and that can help you become better with certain skills, develop your skills. Another thing is there's definitely a feeling component to it too, like having the ability to speak it out just playing the game. I think there's definitely some like having to be confident in yourself and using feelings to not be afraid of anything.
Do you play? I think I know the answer to this, but I want to hear what you have to say about it. Do you play more with your rationality or more with your intuition? Right? Are you more calculating or are you more instinct?
I would say it's a combination. Usually when I'm doing it, I calculate it out, and then I have a basic intuition. Like I know that like basic things like principles like don't waste a wild card or don't like going for a player at like 20 troops or something like that. Like at 4 cards, going for someone for 4 troops or something when the sets are like super low. Like basic things like that.
That's
like
calculation, not intuition.
That's intuition.
Well, it can become intuition, right? It starts out as a deliberate, intentional thought, but then after you do it repetitively, right, it becomes like muscle memory, like clicking the mouse really fast, right? All the top guys have that speed down too.
In other areas too, like with I know musicians. I know some. I know because you guys are you aware of like how musicians learn and at all, or do you know about that?
Why don't you share that with us?
So actually, I do. In my free time, I used to do like more like music, listen to music, play music. Like I played piano. Sometimes I play violin. Sometimes when just relaxing, doing other things. That actually does help me remember things better. Actually, I've noticed.
Cool. Tell me more. Say more about that.
Like if I'm just playing a passage randomly, it helps me calm myself down. I think that can actually be a good thing. Like you're calming your mind, so then you can focus on what's going on. If that makes
sense. So for you, music is almost like meditation.
Almost, yeah.
Ah, very interesting.
That's nice. So you play the piano, you said, right?
Yeah. I don't. It doesn't matter what the style. I was doing some classical things like Furlies. You guys know about that?
Yes.
Furley, pretty popular. I also played Let It Go. It's a more modern day thing. It's movie song.
Yeah, I know.
You guys know about that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, from Frozen, right?
I'm not afraid to learn different genres of music.
I played piano too, Gabe, when I was younger, so I get it.
It could be you to be limit yourself to a certain genre of risk.
Right. No, that's exactly why I'm like very actively trying to get better at fixed now, because I'm such a progressive specialist.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna try fixed out too. It's a lot of fun.
So the one other thing I just wanted to get into is your motivation. So what keeps you going? What keeps you motivated to improve at the game?
I just want to help in whatever way possible. For not just for both myself and for others. Because I want to make an impact on society in some way.
Me too.
That's a big motivation.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and I think we're doing some good here, right? Because if it's fun for people.
Let's say you guys succeeded. How would you guys do that? How many people would you influence and how?
Probably, there's at least a community of around between 1,000 and like 10,000 people. So definitely you can influence or help, like inform or whatever, help them get better at the game. And at the same time make it like enjoyable so that it's like they want to come back or something like that, if that makes sense.
Right. But how do you imagine you influence people, and why and how? And
So
how
I think I've already succeeded, right? In oh no, Cowboy. Yeah, I think I've. See you later, Cowboy. Oh, he's slow rolling.
Oh,
He's slow rolling. I think I've already succeeded.
wow.
I think that. Oh no, Zerky,
Yeah.
no.
You've done a good job.
Now homeless wins.
With,
Oh no.
with the
You think?
podcasts and all of that. That was I've thought of it.
Sorry, I missed what you said, Gabe. Say again.
And watching some of your videos, I think you've been doing a very good job.
Well,
Yeah, it's fun.
what I'm doing, I think, is quite different than what, say, you and Champ were doing. In terms of,
For sure.
you guys are very much on the tutorial, here's the strategy, here's the rationale, whereas I kind of drip that out, but I also want to be engaging. I also and it's quite frankly, it's lower effort what I do, right? I'm not
Yeah.
refining anything. It's very much just ad lib, no script. But if it's fun,
I think more ad lib, more, as you said, ad lib, more
Yes.
On the time, like right when you're in the moment. That's what the thing is going on. There's in a live stream.
yes,
Event.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I want to get into streaming too, but there's only so much time in the day, right?
Yeah, that's true.
No, what I think the impact I think I have on people, and you guys can tell me how much of that is just me believing, oh no, I die too. That's risky. That's risky, but it worked. But it worked. So good for him. Well played. Oh no!
No.
He got it.
Oh.
Yeah. Well played. Well
That was
played.
very-
Good work, Hans.
Just to comment on what you're saying, I really enjoy your content, mainly because one, your voice is very soothing. It's nice to listen to your voice, honestly. It's probably weird to hear. And also, your commentary is very nice. You're very interesting to watch. You know what to say and how to play, and you get into details of the game. Even though you don't have a script, it's enough to understand what you're doing and to enjoy it.
So I guess one question that I can have is, do you do it?
I missed
No,
that.
he's gonna fail. He's gonna fail.
I missed the question, Gabe. Say again, please.
Do you watch outside of?
I watch everything. As much time as I have, I've been watching. Cowboy's been making videos. I've been watching what Phil's been doing. I've obviously watched everything that you have up. I'm guessing you had more, but it's not all up anymore.
I removed some of the
Yeah.
like what I consider to be lower quality
Right.
videos. I just to make sure that the most informative and quality videos
Right.
are up there. At least in my.
And now I'm focusing on trying to get better at fix. So obviously you need to pay attention to Champ's work, which is
Yeah.
the Champ is the largest body of work on YouTube in this regard. So yeah, I watch everything.
As he said, a library of like, or library. Okay.
We're having some audio trouble from you, Gabe.
Yes, I'll
Oh,
talk
it's
to you.
you that part. With Risk. Did you repeat?
Maybe you're focused on winning right now. So I think you got it.
Yeah, that's fine.
GG, Gabe. Well done. Well done. Well done.
No, you don't have enough time.
You don't think? I think he's got it. I
No,
believe.
how
I
much
believe
he's got?
Parlox.
No, he's on phone. He doesn't have enough time.
He's got it. He's just that good.
You sure? No, it doesn't have enough time, unfortunately.
So close, so close. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Just got it.
Good work, man. Good work. That was awesome. Awesome finish.
Well done.
Thing.
So that seems like a pretty good note to end on. I just wanted to give you the floor, Gabe, as far as anything you want to promote or draw the audience's attention to?
I would like my firstly my YouTube channel. Can check out Riskmaster Gabe on YouTube. I know, and I would like to also promote the communities that I'm a part of, which are the Risk Forever Discord server community, and the Risk Global Domination Discord server community, as well as the tournaments. There's a 5-a-side tournament where players can play. A lot of people know about that. There's a Discord group for that. There's also a Discord group for the 1v1 league tournament. There's a group for that. That's another group. And then there's also a 2v2 group, and as well as a Grandmaster group. So yeah, those are the different communities and people that I follow on YouTube, including Pete, Parlox, you guys, myself. I create content on YouTube, and Risk Forever creates content on YouTube. Astra Risk creates content on YouTube. Cadriel creates content on YouTube. The Riskinator creates content on YouTube, and all of the newer people who have started up, who are like Cowboy, and I know Phil, and whoever has been recently coming up. Like I know Spike.
Yes. Yeah, Spike's YouTube is pretty good too, eh?
Yeah. So all of the people who started coming up and all the people who have been around for a while, and myself and like all the Discord communities.
So I'm going to link to all of that in the show notes for this episode. So if anybody's curious about the links to the different Discords or the different YouTubes, I'm going to post that all. And
Great.
Anything else you want to say? Parlox, what about you? Is there anything you're trying to promote at the moment?
That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was good to talk to you guys.
Yeah, really fun.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun. I like talking with you guys.
Well, thank you, Gabe. Thank you very much. Yeah. And I'll let you guys know when this show goes up ahead of time. But I guess we'll just sign off now. So until next time, for all of you on the path to world domination, good games and good luck.